Like, I'm not saying Nashville's a problem, but the racing at this track was not good. There was not good on-track racing. Once they actually got settled out on a green flag run, nobody was going anywhere. Even in the short green flag runs that we did have, you could see that nobody could pass. Imagine if it was a big green flag race. This would be a big-time stinker if it wasn't for all the wrecks and all the restarts. The only thing that made it entertaining was the restarts. That was it. Even the pit strategy, it wasn't like guys were coming on 4 fresh tires and closing the gap to the guys that were trying to run long. It was just a matter of where you were going to pit from a pure fuel perspective.
Yeah.
That was it. That's not entertaining to me. And guys that can't pass is not entertaining to me.
Following is a production of
The Garage Area.
Welcome into the Garage Area. This is our Nashville recap show. I'm Adam White. He's racing, chasing Ryan McFarland, and he had a good weekend this weekend, seeing a bunch of his favorite guys win, chiefly Denny Hamlin in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do the weekend recap as far as an in-depth, detailed look at each and every race from the Truck, Xfinity, or O'Reilly and Cup. All you need to know is that Lane Riggs was dominating the Truck Series and then was going to lose the race and then came back and won on the last lap. It was pretty interesting. The O'Reilly Series race, Jesse Love was going to win it, and then he had a uncontrolled tire. Is that what it was? Or a loose wheel?
He had a loose wheel.
Had to come back to pit road for some circular object. And then it looked like Brent Cruz might be in control for a little while until the wily old veteran, that rascal Justin Allgaier, ran him down and passed him. Some good racing in the O'Reilly Series race. And then Denny Hamlin in the Cup race gets a penalty right off the bat, spends the majority of the race trying to get himself back to the lead, and has a pretty amazing, was a 4-lap shootout?
Yeah.
At the very end at 1 o'clock in the morning to beat his two teammates, Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell, to come back to the checkered flag first. Ryan and I go 1-2 in our pre-race predictions of who would win the race. I had Denny, he had Christopher Bell. Unfortunately, our Garage Area picks, Ryan ended up pulling out ahead in that one. So let's get into some topics of the weekend. Do you want to start with on track or off track?
On track, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of much off track. So that was...
I have a few off track stuff. Okay. So on track, is there anything that you wanted to cover from the truck race that stood out to you?
No, to me, that was pretty much the most boring race of the weekend, except for that finish.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Well, I'm famous for like logging onto the NASCAR app to decide whether I'm going to watch the race or not.
Yeah.
To see how far they are into it. And I looked it up on the app. I knew it was weather delayed to start with, right?
Yeah.
And so I knew that it wasn't going to start on time, so it was going to finish late. I had a big day coming up on Saturday, so I was like, I'm not going to stay up and watch this thing all night. And Lane Riggs had already led so much of the race. I was like, he'll probably win. So the next morning I get up and I look at my phone and I see that he won the race. And I was like, yeah, just how I expected. He ended up with a victory. And then I watched the highlight video on YouTube and saw that everything, the adversity that he had there, and had to come back through the field, and ended up making that last lap pass. I was like, I guess I didn't quite have it figured out the way that it all played out. Do you think that Lane's the best driver in the Truck Series right now?
I think so, yeah.
You think he's better than Honeycutt?
I think so. I think Honeycutt's better equipment, and he's a great driver.
Yeah.
Obviously, he won like 4 races that Watkins Glen weekend, ARCA truck, and then the late model start team. He won those 2, so he's got talent. But I just think he's in a better truck than Lane Riggs. Not to say that Lane's truck is any slouch either, but I feel like he's in a better truck because Corey Heim would win all the time in that truck. So I think Lane Riggs is in a good enough truck and had the talent to beat Honeycutt out pretty much.
I don't know exactly what they were getting at when they were talking about it on Door Bumper Clear as far as the inspection process in the Truck Series. But I know Freddie was saying that he gets pictures of the 34 going through tech. So they're obviously doing something that shouldn't be legal, but they're getting through.
Oh.
It seems to is at least what I'm understanding from that conversation. But I don't know what it is or what they're getting at exactly. But
yeah, from my understanding, I know he talked about the truck, but I didn't fully understand what he was talking about. But my understanding is it's almost like the old Gen 4 days with the twisted up bodies and stuff like that fit templates and aren't laser scanned or something like that, and all the bodies are twisted out of whack and stuff on the trucks now too. So, but I don't know. To me, that makes it fun, seeing what the engineers can do to make these trucks go fast.
So you like that? You like the twisted bodies?
I think it's, I don't know. I'd say yes. I like the ingenuity, I guess, of it, but I don't know. I guess when it comes to racing product, I could see why it's not so good. But I feel like the Gen 4 era with people, all the different engineering tricks and stuff, everyone did something different, found speed here and there, and I felt like that made for great racing. So.
I don't disagree. I don't like the truck body looking like this, going down the
Yeah.
backstretch. So I guess I have a bit of an issue with that part of it. I don't necessarily. I'm somewhere in the middle of a template and laser scanning.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a template system, but to where it's a tighter tolerance. Like I'd like to see the bodies can be different between Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota. And if you have to have a template for each one, that's fine. I don't care. But I would just like it to be. I want it to look somewhat like a street vehicle as far as how it sits on the chassis, but it doesn't have to be. I'm not necessarily interested in the laser scanning portion of that. I don't want it to be that close.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them getting away with a little bit here and there. I just don't want it to be visual going down the racetrack,
I
if that makes sense.
As far as I know, they're planning on going to single source bodies at some point, anyways. So I imagine it won't be too long before that happens.
Do you think that we should have a vote for who runs NASCAR? Like the fans should be able to vote, like the U.S. government? Because I'd like to run.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
To vote for me, you mean?
Either.
Wow. Okay. I can't even get my own co-host to vote for me. That's bad shape.
Yeah.
I'll have to do some politicking because I actually think I could provide some good solutions to this sport.
Okay.
And maybe I'd get in there and be like, okay, that's why they're not doing this. It'd be interesting to see, nonetheless. Anything else from the truck race?
No.
I guess before we do move on from that, who would you pick would be the third guy? Like it's obviously like Lane Riggs and Honeycutt. Who's the third that you'd say? Chandler Smith?
What about Gio Ruggiero?
I'm not sold though.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a bad driver. I just don't know if he's number 3.
I don't know. Those are the only few that come into my mind. I don't know. Because Gio almost would have won Watkins Glen had he not got penalized there for the restart violation. Which obviously they rescinded it, but he already pitted, and NASCAR said, "Well, we can't send you back up front."
Well, Chastain would have. Well, I guess your point being that it wasn't a true penalty on Gio. Yeah.
But look at the point standings. Maybe remind me of who's up there.
Got to do his research on the fly, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm not even doing research.
Yeah, it'd be between Chandler Smith and Gio Ruggiero. I just feel like Chandler has been in this longer, and I feel like he's not giving up the performance that I'd like to see out of him. Maybe Ruggiero, being a younger driver, still learning. I feel like obviously he's in the better truck, but I see potential in Gio.
What about any of the Thor Sport guys? Do they have anybody anymore that you?
I mean, Ty Majeski, he's Thor. That's about what Ben Rhodes.
Yep.
Who the other ones are? Sure.
I know that Luke Baldwin runs their stuff every once in a while.
Yeah. Obviously, he's in and out enough to can't really judge much of him. So
Natalie Decker's got to be up there.
Be up in the spotter stand.
Yeah.
And if you will,
I did. Yeah, I caught that. I had to listen to that twice to hear the question that Squirrel was asking.
Yeah.
I didn't quite catch it in a loud shop in my headphones, but yeah, I actually thought he asked a different question about Natalie Decker, but I got it straightened out that he said spotter. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with Gio Ruggiero for that. But as far as Thor Sport, I'm going to say Ty Majeski probably. The only two drivers I can remember, anyways, for Thor Sport on the spot is Ty Majeski, Ben Rhodes. So I'm going to go Ty Majeski for them. But
Um,
he's more of the short track guy. I feel like I don't see him much on the mile and a half or bigger
True.
tracks too. So
in the O'Reilly race, obviously Allgaier gets the win. I'm not just saying this because these were the two guys that were big factors in this one as far as the other two. Do you think that Brent Cruz is on a higher trajectory than Jesse Love? I know Harvick had mentioned him a long time ago that, hey, watch for this Brent Cruz guy. He's really good.
yeah, I mean, for me, it felt like he came out of nowhere. I didn't really hear about him at all. And then,
I heard about him in the Cars Tour some because of just
well,
following.
yeah, I mean, I've heard his name, but it was almost felt like he was. Did he completely skip truck?
I believe so. I mean, I don't know if he completely skipped it, but he didn't run a full season.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
believe.
say I don't really remember much from him in trucks or whatever. All of a sudden, he's the one that was he the one that couldn't run early this year because he wasn't 18 yet at the big tracks.
That could be.
I don't know if it was him or was the other Toyota that I'm thinking of for him.
I know he's young. I'm not sure if that's
Swalwich is who I was thinking of.
okay.
I think Swalwich has ran every race so far this year. He's ninth in points, and Cruz couldn't run a mile and a half until a few weeks ago. I think until he turned 18. So
Okay.
he's 14th in points already. So I don't know if it's. I felt like the RCR equipment has been, at least with Jesse Love, has been better than GR until.
Oh, really?
Till just recently when you saw Swalwich and Cruz racing it out. If you had to tell me now, I think Brent Cruz is the faster car driver. Yes.
Well, I guess I feel like, I mean, you watch more of the O'Reilly races than I do. I don't. I pick up some here and there, but I just feel like the Toyotas run better. Like I feel like the 54 and the 19, and then I feel like there's a third one that I'm missing.
Brandon Jones, 20.
I'm never missing Brandon Jones.
Yeah.
It's just kind of. But yeah, I feel like as a whole they run better than RCR. I'm not even sure who Austin Hill is this year.
Well, Austin, yeah, other than I know Jesse Love, maybe he's outperforming the equipment, makes it look better than what it is. I don't know.
It could be.
Maybe I have a recency bias where I saw Love dominate at Nashville, and I'm just thinking all their cars are fast. And
Could
stuff,
be. All one of their two cars.
well, yeah. Well, Charlotte, they finished second, third, I think. Love and
Did they?
Hills. So,
Well, yeah, but that was a weird race.
true, but I think Love was still fast in that race running up front.
Allgaier ends up getting the win. Ever any doubt in your mind when he was running down Cruz?
There was a little bit because Cruz in the previous stage was driving away from him, guys. So, and I was paying a lot of attention to another driver in the field, and I kind of was glossing over the fact of what was going on with.
Were you paying attention? Was Natalie Decker in this race?
Cletus was.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had his in-car on YouTube, and I was kind of had them synced up together, and I found myself listening to the in-car more than I did the race or whatever, and then, Justin Allgaier, Brent Cruz were fighting for the lead, so I paid attention to that a little bit, but.
Racing, chasing Ryan McFarland.
But,
okay, we'll come back to that. Not Denny. Justin, the best driver in the O'Reilly series.
Yeah.
Is Justin Allgaier a cup caliber driver?
I would say so if it wasn't the next gen car.
Okay.
And he had a shot.
I'd say Joey Logano's a champion if it wasn't for the next gen car.
Yeah, so actually,
and he's won 2 next gen championships.
I think he deserves a shot.
Yeah.
If in the championship, but I mean, this point in his career, it's not.
Yeah, I understand it's not going to happen, but if you look back on hindsight, it has to be I can't believe that this guy was not a cup driver, right? I'm kind of in that. There's some guys that were really good in lower series, like Ron Hornaday in the truck series. I'm trying to think of Randy LaJoy, guys like that in the O'Reilly series.
Yeah.
But you have to look back at Justin Allgaier's career and go, that dude should have been in a cup. He should have been in the 48 after Junior retired.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
I mean, but well, in the 88, I guess, but
80. Yeah,
88 became 48 because a little bit of a mishap. Anyways, uh,
yeah. The 5 became the 48. The 48 became the 88.
yeah, but 48 became a 5, and the 80 became 48.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. No need to get too technical. Yeah.
Couldn't hear you.
What?
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I don't know. You look at what Allgaier's accomplished, and I mean, what's his points lead? You mentioned that to me at one point. What is this?
179 points.
That seems like a lot.
It's when it's 1 point per position, it's a lot.
Yeah. It's just so good week in and week out. No, he's in great equipment. Like, don't get me wrong. And, what's the knock on Allgaier has been, he can't finish the deal off sometimes, whether it be a race, whether it be a championship. And he kind of goes through these cold streaks at some point during the year, it seems like. But for the most part, it's just his ability to put a race together, for the most part, is second to none. And I think it's just all that experience of not necessarily his crew chief, but this team, these guys, these racetracks. Like he's so familiar with what he's doing. I feel like he's in a league all his own, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like he's the one adult racing with a bunch of kids in some respects.
Yeah.
One more thing about the truck series. As I was watching that highlight video, I realized that I jokingly said this before, that we should live stream watching the race and have us comment on it, do the commentary.
Yeah.
I think that that's a real thing we should do, because it just is like, it's not exciting at all. And Joey Logano was in the booth. Like I loved listening to him most of the time. And it just, I even think that Jamie Little is a good pit reporter. Like I know people dog on her a lot, but she's just not a good color person or play-by-play or whatever that specific role is. It's like, what are you doing?
At Charlotte, they had a different guy in there. I forgot what his name was.
Oh yeah, the guy that did the car store stuff.
Yeah, he was pretty decent.
I just feel like you could, as a fan, turn on that broadcast. You know how some people used to do that with MRN? They would they'd sync up the MRN broadcast with the national anthem and then watch the race.
Yeah.
I wonder if people would be interested in hearing our thoughts during a truck series race, because, I mean, we don't watch a ton of races together. It's kind of got to be the perfect storm, but we watched the Nashville Cup race together here the other night. And just the comments that we're making to one another is like, that's not on a prime broadcast, but on the truck broadcast, that would be more interesting than the actual race going on. So if that's something that you guys would be interested in, leave a comment, and we'll see if we can talk Ryan into it, because he's the hesitant factor here. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't like being on camera, and I told him that he'd have to drink a Red Bull before we ended up doing the recording to get his energy up a little bit. He suggested maybe some other substances as well. Tell me about Cletus's race, though.
As of right now, his racecraft needs some work. He can drive a car fast and racetrack and hot laps and stuff, because he was top 20, like 15 lap averages. He was 24th overall speed in practice day. He went out later in practice, which usually means slower times right after the track rubbers up and stuff, whatnot. So, but he made some pit road mistakes and ended up 6 laps down. But,
what kind of pit road mistakes?
Well, he got on it all started in stage 3. He put the car in gear when the jack was up, and it lurched. And what he did is he held the clutch in the whole time. And I think most people pump the clutch when they put the car in gear. And it lurched and wedged the jack. And when they dropped the jack, it wedged in the car, and he drove out with it.
So that's equipment out of the box penalty. Yeah.
And then he spun out and missed the line, or the commitment line.
Did he bring the jack back?
I think they got it out before he pulled up pit road, because they had him stop, and they must have got it or whatever. But then, serving that penalty, he spun out and missed a commitment line, and then had to come in pit again. So
all under green.
Yeah,
that's a bummer.
There was only the cautions for the stages in that race. So
okay,
the Cletus spun out but it was that kind of coincided with the stage end because Jesse Love took the checkered flag for the stage end while Cleveland was fighting for the last car in the lead lap. So
Uh,
their first car 1 lap down. He was fighting for the lucky dog and spun out off of turn 4.
I was after hearing him on DBC, I have a little bit more respect for him.
Yeah.
I don't know that I like. Again, I like the attention that he is bringing to the sport. And I understand that the goofy weirdo stuff that he does is what makes him him. But as I've said before, I don't like necessarily that that's kind of what takes over the whole thing when he's involved. Of like, we don't have to go back down that road, but like you don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I think the idea that, like he said, like I guess he doesn't have to be here. You know what I mean? He's making probably more money, I assume, doing what he does, and he could be racing without being in the spotlight of NASCAR, and probably having more fun running better equipment and outperforming people of his own talent level.
Yeah.
And instead, he's jumping up several rungs on the ladder to compete in the O'Reilly Series.
Yeah.
I understand it's a goal to get to the Daytona 500, but it's like the amount of negative feedback you're going to get from people by doing what you're doing, that he's doing in the O'Reilly Series specifically. I feel like it'd be less of an issue in trucks. Is just like, why subject yourself to that when it's not even the most profitable thing you do?
Yeah.
Unless you care about it. And I feel like that's kind of the position that he's put himself in. When he said on the podcast today that, like, you know, you don't get to be at the top of YouTube without, you know, enduring a little bit of hate, and I just don't care. So I have a little bit of respect for him because of that.
Yeah, he is under a $0 salary with RCRs.
Really?
Yeah. So his sponsor, I believe he is part ownership of that company. So all of his other sponsors, he's always have involved in some type of company for his ARCA, maybe the exception of the truck because he had brunt footwear on that truck or whatever. But his ARCA rides have been pretty much self-sponsored, things like that. So I think he's put more of his own money into it than he's ever gotten back out of it.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. No matter how you want to slice it. You can say, you know, oh, it's just a rich guy going racing, but he doesn't have to go racing like this.
Yeah.
And he's doing it. So I have a little bit of respect for him there. Anything else from O'Reilly?
No, that's something.
Hey, this doesn't make me Squirrel, does it? If you're racing, chasing Ryan McFarland. I don't want to be Squirrel McPeanuts or whatever his name is. On to the Cup Series. Denny Hamlin ends up getting the victory. I've lost track of how many wins this is for him.
I think it's only his second win.
No,
excluding, or you mean
total career wins?
62, I think.
Okay.
One behind Kyle Busch.
Okay. Pretty sure he's going to break Kyle's record.
Yeah.
What is that, 9th all time? Kyle is?
Must be, because I think Denny's in 10th.
Yeah, I bet you it's 9th. I'm not a great numbers guy. But, yeah, so I would say that's going to be the case. Is Harvick in front of them or no?
I thought Denny passed Harvick.
Okay. I was doing more research in the middle of the show. Obviously, a Google page pop up. Racing Jason Ryan likes the dark mode on this thing, on his browser. This is riveting podcasting right here. It's on the JSQ website.
Well, Google AI didn't pop up for some reason. Denny passed Harvick and Kyle's right ahead of him.
Who's ahead of Kyle?
Dale Earnhardt, 76. Cale Yarborough, 83. Jim Johnson, 83. Walter Allison, Gordon.
Yeah, okay. 76 for Earnhardt. That's correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I was asking.
I thought you were starting to talk more.
I am, but I was looking for confirmation I was right. And Denny has 62.
Yes.
He probably don't have enough to catch Earnhardt in him, does he?
If he only
He's
races,
thinking about it, guys. He's thinking.
If he only races one more year, probably not. He might get. I think he might get to 70 at most.
Do you think that's the new goal for him? Because it was 60.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, if you're within 7 wins and you got still, we just now passed halfway this year, I would say
7 wins is a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's a year and a half, but
I still think he'd get 2 to 3 this year, which would make 5. That would put him at 68, or no, I need to add 3 before it.
I'll just hold it before you do any more math. Michigan this weekend. Can Denny Hamlin win?
I'm going to say win for 90% of these things, so I know what you're going for.
We do this a lot on the show. He can win at Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, you say he's got a good shot to win at Michigan.
Yes.
You say he's got a good shot to win at Pocono.
Yes.
Think he can win at the Naval Base?
No.
Me either. You think he can win at Sonoma? Chicagoland.
Yes.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta's.
You wouldn't say he's got as good a shot as some of the others.
Yeah. I still think of his Atlanta as a regular mile and a half. Right?
You'd say a 6 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10.
I might with Denny's luck on restrictor plates on the new car, I'd go maybe 5.
Okay. Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
Indy. Iowa.
Yeah.
Richmond.
Yeah.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Daytona.
No.
Darlington.
Yeah.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Yes.
Bristol.
Yes.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Yep.
Talladega.
Yep. Well, you got me there. Unless
Denny could win a lot of races.
But yes. Yeah.
I guess this is kind of the first performance that,
especially with how Toyota's running right now, Chevys and Fords are. Joe Gibbs racing in 2311, I think, could dominate the season if
Yes.
other teams don't get this figured out. So I could see Denny Hamlin popping off this year.
okay, let's get into two. We're in the middle of 2 conversations. Let's finish the first one. Denny Hamlin, this is the best performance I've ever seen out of him.
Yeah.
Do you think? This race at Nashville?
Like this, I wouldn't say it was best performance. No.
When has Denny had to overcome something like this and come back and won that you can remember?
I'm
not arguing with you necessarily. I'm curious. One doesn't come to mind for me.
No, not coming to mind. No. But,
self-inflicted pain. Doesn't panic. And immediately when he jumped that restart, I was kind of in the mind of, okay, we're going to watch Denny make a comeback now. Because it happened right off the start of the race. Didn't necessarily know that he was going to win, but it didn't feel like it was out of reach by any means. And so he jumps the start of the race, ends up having to make a pass-through penalty, comes all the way back. And was it the second stage he'd made it back up toward the lead?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there.
Yes, I don't remember.
Let me see what stage 2 results were here. Yeah, he was in 5th in the end of stage 2. So he'd made it back up there pretty good. So you see that starts to climb back up through the field and ends up getting himself in a good position. And obviously, Denny said that he was maybe the 5th fastest car. I didn't see it that way. I thought he was the 3rd fastest car.
Yeah.
I thought it was close between him and Briscoe. I thought Bell had the best car.
I thought it was Bell, Briscoe, Hamlin.
Yeah.
Bell.
I thought it was Bell and Hamlin and Briscoe were close.
Yeah.
And probably Briscoe got second.
I guess when you say the best performance, I thought maybe like he had the fastest car or stuff like that.
I just mean
popped in my head, but
I just mean best drive. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time to where William Byron is the guy that always comes to mind for me, that he starts on the pole, dominates the race, and wins. You never see him have a problem and have to come back through the field.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Johnson was another one of those guys that I hated to give him credit for it, but he could wreck his race car and come back and finish 11th.
Yeah.
And he just did that week in and week out, and that's how he won 7 championships. And I feel like Denny's,
the only thing you say that I remember from Denny Hamlin having to overcome adversity was his rookie year at Pocono. I don't remember because he dominated Pocono both races and won both races. So I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but he blew a tire and shredded his, I believe it was his left rear tire, and shredded the quarter panel off of it, and he came back and won the race.
I think it was the first trip to Pocono.
First, yeah,
It was over the tunnel turn, right?
yeah. That one, I don't know why it's such a big memory in my mind, but that one comes back to me all the time.
I can remember stuff 20 years ago like it was yesterday. And when it comes to NASCAR, I can't remember what happened earlier this year.
But that's the only one I can think of offhand.
Yeah, I guess like there's nobody that I look at in the field as I'm going through this running order that maybe Ryan Blaney would be a guy that you could see having an issue with a fast car and then overcoming that.
Yeah.
But like I'm looking at the rest of these names and I just don't see it happening. I guess you could maybe argue Larson. But it seems like his stuff always happens with 6 laps to go.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm scared to pick him this year. Yeah. I don't know. I just think that when you look at drivers I look at Denny Hamlin in the Cup Series the same way I look at Justin Allgaier in the O'Reilly Series. Like he's just so many more laps, so much more experience, so much more consistency when it comes to his race team. Just so much familiarity there. He's been to every racetrack. He knows what he wants his car to feel like at every racetrack. Denny Hamlin, I think, is the best driver in the Cup Series right now from a complete, let me rephrase that, not best driver in the Cup Series. He's the best racer in the Cup Series right now. There's probably drivers that have more raw talent than Denny Hamlin,
Yeah.
but he is the best complete race car driver in the Cup Series to me. Do you agree?
I agree with that.
Who would you say is second?
If you want to go by just like getting through and finishing races, I'd say Chase Elliott is one of those guys that are always bringing stuff to the end, with the exception of the Coke 600 this year. He feels like one of those old school guys that knows how to get the car to the end. And right now Chase's 2 wins this year is getting himself up front and winning, so he didn't have the fastest car at Martinsville. He had a pretty fast car at Texas, but had Denny Hamlin got out in front of Chase there, Denny would have won that race. So, but I don't know if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I agree that Chase is a good one. Ryan Blaney was another one that came to mind. But I'll tell you who kind of a name you wouldn't expect that I actually think is great at this, even though the equipment's not, Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah.
I think he's become, in probably the last 3 years, the guy that's very good at getting the most out of what he's got. And overcoming issues. Like, you don't really see Ricky get into too many issues unless you wreck him. Like, he's not wrecking people.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference from where we saw Ricky start.
Yeah. You mean Ricky?
Ricky Spinhouse, yeah. I don't know. He got a great finish. Finished 4th.
Yeah.
Magic Mike got him up there, as they say. SVG, another guy that really ran well. SVG is another guy. I said this to you last week, I think. I think he's the best raw talented driver in NASCAR. So Denny's the best racer. I think SVG is the best talent in the sport. Period.
Yeah, I guess.
So confidently agrees with me. I tell you, there's nothing more smooth at hosting a podcast as when your co-host just agrees with everything you say and just backs you up 100%, provides supporting points, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Moving on.
Yeah, I don't know what to say against that. I see where you're going with this.
I'm sorry. It just makes me laugh. I've got a passionate point, and it's like, sure. I'm with you, I guess. Obviously, the Toyotas and JGR dominated this race as far as guys that were up front. Briscoe coming all the way from a 31st starting position. I think that to that other conversation that we kind of were in the middle of, Toyota is got it figured out. Like you said, Gibbs in 2311 could dominate this year. Chevy, it feels like Hendrick could possibly turn the corner at any point, but they haven't yet, and you're kind of waiting on that. Byron is out to lunch. Some of it is not all its own fault. He's just getting caught up in bad stuff too. Kind of the way that Bubba Wallace's year has gone to some degree as well. But I'm not sure, outside of Blaney just hitting it one week, that Ford's going to win a race this year. It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. I mean, Zane Smith has been last couple of weeks has been pretty decent.
But he's not a race winning car.
Yeah.
Like you're right.
Yeah.
He's run well. But it doesn't feel like, oh yeah, if the 38 gets it right this week, they could win.
Yeah,
Like
true.
I don't feel like that unless it's Talladega or something like that. As a Ford fan, especially as a Joey Logano fan, I think this could be Joey's first win this season. Well, since he got in the 22 car.
What, coming from Michigan?
No, I think this could be the first time he doesn't win a race this year.
First time he doesn't win a race. I said this is
First win this season. Yeah. No. I don't think that Michigan is going to be.
Yeah.
I think that 2026 could be the first year that Logano doesn't win a race in a 22 car. I brought this up before. I think it was 2010. Maybe it's 2008. RFR Roush Fenway was having a good year that year with a bunch of their guys. Biffle was fast. Edwards was fast. Matt was fast, but he wasn't winning races. And people were saying that, this could be the first year that Matt Kenseth never wins a race in his career. He didn't win a race in 2001, his second year.
Yeah.
And they like that was a narrative all year long. And I went online. I went in that thick red NASCAR Chronicle book that I have, and it literally has him 0 wins 2001. Yeah. And I don't know how they missed that. I don't know how Matt let that go on. It's like, guys, I had another year where I didn't win a race. So, but yeah, this feels like this could be the year for that to go up for Logano, which is kind of crazy to say, especially for as it seems like it's so important to have one of the cars that come out of the good teams, almost F1 like, as far as like you have to have a Gibbs car, you have to have a Hendrick car or a Penske car. Like that was I think at one point, and he's still in the same car, and is the same race car driver, and let's play the same game. Think Joey can win at Michigan?
No.
You think he can win at Pocono?
No.
The Naval Base? Sonoma?
No.
Chicago?
No.
Atlanta? I tell you what, I'll list them off. You stop me when you think that there's one he could. Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Wilkesboro?
Probably not.
I think he could run a kid, but I don't think he could win.
You run good.
Indy?
No.
Iowa?
No.
Richmond? Maybe. New Hampshire?
No.
Maybe Daytona.
Yeah.
Darlington?
No.
St. Louis? Maybe.
Well, yeah, Penske has run good, didn't it?
Bristol?
No.
Kansas?
No.
Vegas?
No.
Charlotte?
No.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Talladega? Martinsville? Homestead? No, I don't think any
Talladega, yeah.
I don't think Talladega.
Really?
No. He always wrecks. Every time that he's got a fast car, he ends up wrecked.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, like you said, Atlanta, maybe North Wilkesboro. Those are the two racetracks that I'm looking at. Like, maybe he's got a shot, but that's about it. Corey Heim is another guy that I want to talk about. There's a couple guys that I want to talk about here, kind of at the back. Corey Heim had a fast car, ended up crashing by, I don't know, reasons that didn't make a lot of sense to me. Ends up finishing 25th in a car that was running in the top 10. Let's see, did he finish stage 1 in the? Where'd it go?
Finished 10th in stage 1.
Yeah. I don't know when exactly he crashed, but had a really good car for a part-time entry. Kind of had that, I mentioned to you as we were sitting there, kind of had that Jimmy Johnson when he ran that 7-time champion scheme with the blue and the black look to it. I don't think that's what he was going for, but first of all, I can't believe that Corey Heim doesn't have a Cup Series ride. Like, I know he signed a thing that he's going to have one next year, but it's, I just can't believe
it took this long to get it. Yeah.
Because he's so good. For coming in as cold, as a part-time guy, and to be able to run that well, I think is just insane.
Yeah.
The rich get richer. Toyota gets Corey Heim. I think it's kind of a testament to a manufacturer investing in the lower series too, because look at Ford, they stink. They got no prospects. They don't have any cars in any of the other series. I'm not saying that their performance is directly tied to that, but it does seem like, I don't know, even Chevrolet, if they're not in a junior motorsports car, then what do you, like, they have Jesse Love, they have Who else? Raja.
Yeah.
They have
Corey Day.
Corey Day. Corey Day is the next kind of big name that's coming
Yeah.
through there. But yeah, but Toyota's got all the prospects, it feels like. I don't know. It just is it seems like it should be something that he should have been able to finish out that race a little bit better, but he definitely should have been in a full-time Cup ride probably last year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ryan Preece, we'll talk about him in a minute. A bunch of guys had the brake rotor issues. I think it's kind of dumb that that's an issue on a Cup car, but hey, whatever. Josh Berry. I know he got wrecked, finished 31st. Do you think that anybody in the 21 camp wishes that Matt DiBenedetto had just stayed in the race car?
I don't know. I felt like Matt DiBenedetto still fell off in the other series he was racing in and stuff and didn't perform as
Sure, but
up to par.
he fell off a cliff as far as opportunities
Yeah.
when he got out of the 21. Because he was close to winning in the 21. I know he didn't win,
Yeah.
but he had shots. He was close. And that's got to be I just think of that race at Bristol that time when he was just balling when Denny finally passed him.
Yeah.
And he was just saying how badly he wanted to stick around and he wanted to race. And then he gets the opportunity in the 21 when Menard retires. It's just he was so close. I can't imagine being in that position to win that many times. Just one race and not being able to follow all the way through, and now you're essentially out of the sport.
Yeah.
That's just got to be heartbreaking. And the 21 has had its ups and downs over the years, but it was up when DiBenedetto was in it.
Yeah.
And I think that ultimately, had they left it with him, your performance would probably be better right now. That's not a knock on Josh Berry. I don't know, man. I feel like Josh Berry would have been a good Justin Allgaier. He would have been a good perennial O'Reilly Series racer.
Yeah.
Just the way that those cars race and everything. I don't think that Berry's a next-gen driver. And same thing with Harrison Burton, too. I think he'd be a good O'Reilly racer. He's not in a great situation right now. But the next-gen car just wasn't really his thing. Byron, we talked about, he's been kind of out to lunch. Chad Fincham finished ahead of all those guys. Austin Hill kind of performing where you'd expect him to. Austin Cindric, expect a little more out of him. Did he get caught up in some of those? Have a little bit of damage? And we had a ton of cautions. I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
Your boy Cody Ware finished 22nd ahead of Kyle Larson. Larson had the last lap issue, or the last restart. That's what whatever the word is, put me in a bad spot, was when they restarted that last time. You were watching the leaders with that 4-to-go shootout. I'm watching Larson fall like a rock through the field and hold Ty Gibbs up, who was my pick for this week. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Because Ty was running close to the top 10, and it actually opened the door for Blaney to make some passes and brought Ty Gibbs back in the field a little bit. And Ty Gibbs ends up finishing 13th. Blaney finished in 7th, or 8th rather. So tough way for me to lose some points there. People are complaining about Carson Hocevar. He finishes 10th the way that he was racing. Did you see anything there that you thought was out of character for him?
Not out of character.
Did you think that he was? People were saying he's back to his old ways.
Nothing as aggressive as his old ways, but he definitely probably drove in hard a few times and ruffled a few feathers, but nothing like he has.
Isn't that racing?
Yeah.
That's what racers do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just was checking. I don't know. I get the frustration of being raced hard, but I think that's kind of his job.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you kind of have that, once you have that moniker of somebody that races that way, people are going to continue to try to pin you with that, and that's probably part of the issue. Feel like there's 2 more things I want to bring up. Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski. Well, one more thing before we get to that. The finish of the race, people were talking about, oh, Bell, he just missed turn 2 there, or turn 1 and 2. And he just drove it in too hard, and that allowed Denny to get by him on the bottom. I felt the whole time he was purposely overdriving the corner to slide up in front of Briscoe, who had the run coming down the front. Like, you interpreted that way, right? Yeah. But I've heard from a couple different people through their podcasts that like that was the interpretation of what happened. Oh, Bell drove it in there and he just missed the bottom and just didn't stick. I never looked at it that way. It just looked like he washed up to try to take away Briscoe's air. Yeah. To make sure he cleared him and take that away, and kind of didn't anticipate Denny getting going as hooked up as well as he did on the bottom.
Yeah. That's what I thought. He washed up to take away the air from the 19, and then Denny had the run into the inside of him.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page there. Because we're not going to be on the same page, I don't think, when it comes to the rating of the race. Yeah. And then the Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon situation. There was, I can't remember, somebody was coming to pit road. Was it Stenhouse maybe? And it kind of jammed up some cars. And in the process, Brad was kind of trying to block, before he lost all his momentum, Austin Dillon. And Buescher was down low, and he kind of ran Dillon across Buescher's nose, so to speak, and spun Austin Dillon out. And then later in the race, as cars were getting jammed up, it looked like Austin Dillon... There was a split second where it looked like Dillon kind of hooked Keselowski. At least ran into him hard enough to spin him back to the right.
Yeah.
When I saw the replay, because TJ immediately came on the radio and said that, he wrecked us on purpose. There was nothing about that after seeing it that made me think that Austin Dillon did that on purpose.
I didn't think so. I mean, he was off the throttle when he hit him.
Yeah, once they went to that onboard replay, you could hear the throttle that he rolled out of it. So we're in agreement that there's no reason for... And I saw the article as I pulled up the page here that they're not going to penalize Austin for anything that he did there.
I don't think there's really anything you can't prove nothing, even if there was intent.
So, Ryan Preece gets penalized for maybe or maybe not making contact with Ty Gibbs.
Right.
So how do we justify that?
You mean justify the penalty?
Yeah.
It's not justified.
So you're on the same page too, that like there's zero reason for Ryan Preece to be penalized.
Right.
And do you think this sets a bad precedent?
Probably, yes.
But both Preece and Keselowski were asked about that, and they said no, it doesn't really. I think that's dumb.
Yeah.
There's nothing about what happened to Ryan Preece that I think should be acceptable.
Yeah.
Unless NASCAR levied the fine or levied the penalty and then paid them under the table to keep their mouth shut about it, or something along that line. How are you not freaking out about this?
I don't know.
This is so stupid. Because not only did NASCAR not prove him guilty, the judgment was on his intent to not tie a brake.
Yeah.
Which he is under no obligation to do.
Yeah.
Even if he was his teammate, he's not under any obligation to do that. So I think that's a ridiculous penalty. I can't believe NASCAR upheld it. It's the first thing that they've done this year that I can think of that I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. Is Jim France still running this thing? Like, this is dumb.
He's hitting buttons in the background.
Yeah. Like you in the editing room.
Him and his trustees.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't trustees. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that I'm glad that they're not penalizing Austin Dillon, because that would be stupid. And I like Brad Keselowski. Yeah. Don't want to see the guy get wrecked. Even if Austin did do it on purpose, which I don't believe he did, that's the perfect crime then. Yeah. And just move on and don't say anything. Yeah, just kind of ridiculous. Anything else from the on-track action?
I can't think of nothing.
All right, well, I guess we're going to have to talk about our ratings of the race. Just hit me with it. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like.
I know we talked a little bit about it, how on Sunday night, how you thought about it, but I thought there was, I don't know if it was just because of the amount of cautions and restarts and pit strategies, and we're on different tires and stuff like that. But I thought there was a decent amount of side-by-side action passing in the front. I know it's still hard to pass in these cars, harder than it should be. But, especially at the end, Denny and Christopher Bell running side-by-side, I thought it was a pretty great race.
So what's your number?
So I was going to give it 8.5.
Holy cow.
I mean, I enjoyed it more than I did Charlotte last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. There's something about it. I know the guys that, we talked about.
We watched Charlotte together, remember?
Yeah.
You looked at me and said, "This is fun." When we watched Charlotte.
Yeah.
At no point did you look at me during Nashville and say this was fun.
Yeah, I was, when SVG was out leading, trying to hold off them guys behind him, I was having fun.
Why was he able to hold him off? Clean air.
I know the cars are bad, but I thought it was still entertaining to watch.
But the problem is, a track like Charlotte, it's less noticeable that the cars are bad.
Yeah.
The racing as a whole was good.
Yeah.
At Nashville, the cars were bad. And it was an air issue the whole time.
Yeah.
And I know Denny talked about, well, it's the harder left sides is what makes that part of the problem. Whatever, dude. Like, I'm not saying Nashville's a problem, but the racing at this track was not good. There was not good on-track racing. Once they actually got settled out on a green flag run, nobody was going anywhere.
There wasn't really much of a green flag run until because guys kept blowing.
But that's what I'm
rotors.
saying. Even in the short green flag runs that we did have, you could see that nobody could pass. Imagine if it was a big green flag race. This would be a big-time stinker if it wasn't for all the wrecks and all the restarts. The only thing that made it entertaining was the restarts. That was it. Even the pit strategy, it wasn't like guys were coming on 4 fresh tires and closing the gap to the guys that were trying to run long. It was just a matter of where you were going to pit from a pure fuel perspective.
Yeah.
That was it. That's not entertaining to me. And guys that can't pass is not entertaining to me. When they restarted with 4 to go in the finish, that was entertaining. That's the only redeeming quality to this race. But the on-track action, the actual racing, there was nothing good about it. There was nothing about that race that was exciting to me. You could say that, this race stinks because it started too late. It did start too late. It stinks it was a Sunday night. It should have been a Saturday night if that was going to be the case. That's not even entering into my decision-making about any of this. Like, that's a separate issue to me entirely. The fact that the tires didn't wear out very well, and you couldn't actually race anybody, and that clean air played such a huge, huge, huge role, bigger than it should at a track like Nashville.
Yeah.
I hate that. For that reason, I give it a 5. I think the Gluck poll is way up there. I'll look it up right now.
It ended up at like 80.
See, I don't even have to do the research during the show. He's done it beforehand. It ended up with an 80.5.
I think this.
I'm watching this. I actually, as soon as I opened up Twitter, somebody's
I thought it was a little bit over 80. I don't remember exactly now.
89.5.
89. Oh, wow.
Number 1 of 6 Nashville races. That's all the finish.
Yeah.
They're voting on the finish. It's the number 2 race of the season. That's ridiculous. That's dumb. I don't know what, like, tell me why I'm wrong. Not you specifically. Anybody watching this, tell me why I'm wrong. Like, take the finish out of that race, take all the yellow flags out of that race. You had nothing. Outside of restarts, literally, that's it. Just restarts was the only exciting part of that race.
Yellow flags are happening because people couldn't manage their equipment and stuff and blowing brake rotors.
The blowing brake rotors has nothing to do with the equipment. That's just a bad quality product.
Well, that's the decision teams made for what they put on the brakes cooling and stuff like that. That's how hard you use the brakes in a corner, not using your stuff on.
A brake rotor should never blow due to a metallurgic failure. Ever.
I mean, you're putting thousands of degrees of brake temps and cooling them down.
But that's the problem. They didn't get too hot. They got too cold. It's the cooling them down too fast that was the problem.
Well, then don't use as much brakes into the corner so they don't get so hot that they don't cool down. You got to manage your parts on your car.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not even upset with you. I'm just saying, like, there should be to where you get so hot that you melt something on a brake issue. It should never be the straightaway was too long because the brakes were too hot, and now due to a temperature shocking issue, you literally just cracked the rotor and it blew apart.
Yeah. they've been dealing with rotor issues the whole time of NASCAR all the time. So
But it doesn't happen like this. Like you might
Yeah.
have somebody blow a rotor in a race every 7 races or something like that.
yeah,
Something along that line is one thing if you're trying something with a setup. But when you have that many failures, that's a setup across the sport thing. Because of the fact that you're setting up for this racetrack a specific way. But I guess like if you were on the brakes too hard and you melted something, I get it because you're abusing your equipment.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is, well, you got it hot, but then driving down the straightaway cooled it off too fast.
yeah. Then your team should have ran more.
We're never going to agree on this.
More tape and not get as much air through there to cool them down too much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you set your car up with. So. There's plenty of teams that made it the whole race without issue. Other teams started having brake vibrations and issues and stuff. It's the driving and the setup that you got to take care of the car.
What does any of that have to do with the actual driving of the car, though?
I mean, it's how you get through the corners and.
But literally, you could drive the car the same way if there wasn't any more, if there was less tape on the grill or more tape on the grill, whichever, on the brake duct.
I see what you're saying there, but I mean,
It's not a driver taking care of it. It's a matter of whether or not there was enough tape on a screen. That's what's causing the parts failure there.
well, that or how hard you drive into the corner and how much brake you use through the corner, whether what your front and rear bias of the brakes are and stuff and whatnot. I mean, that's more things into the driver's hand you got to control.
I don't know. I think that okay. I don't know, dude. The guys weren't spinning out. Guys weren't stepping over the edge of control of their race car. It was
Carson was and just driving into the other guys.
yeah. Okay.
But I understand that too. I mean, that's the problem with the car at every track. People are not, it's
You didn't snap loose off a fork because you went over the bumps wrong.
right. Yeah.
A piece of cast iron failed because it got saturated with heat and then cooled down too fast. Like, yeah, I don't. Maybe I'm just cranky. I don't know. I understand that I'm in the minority here, but I don't think anybody's got a real leg to stand on telling me this was a good race, or that there was anything exciting about it.
I thought it was. I thought it was a good race.
Well, you were wrong. No, you obviously can have your opinion. Everybody online is going to have their opinion. Everybody online has already had an opinion. People commented on the one TikTok video that I put. A guy commented on the one TikTok video I posted that you posted, where I said that Denny was the king of concrete. We talked Sunday night because our picks finished 1-2 with Hamlin and Bell. So I said, hey, Ryan, can you make a video to where I say I'm going to take Hamlin, you say you're going to take Bell, and then it shows them coming across the line 1-2. And in that short clip, I said that Denny was the king of concrete. And somebody commented on it and said, since when has Denny been the king of concrete? You need a history lesson or whatever. Look, it's the internet. I understand that we're going to post stuff. People are going to have negative comments, and we've had that in the past. I don't care. You could call me an idiot for this take that I'm having right now because you disagree with an opinion. Denny is literally the king of concrete.
Yeah.
Because I was curious, I pulled it up here on NASCAR.com. Denny Hamlin, of the 3 concrete racetracks that we go to, Bristol, Dover, and Nashville, he has 4 Bristol wins, 3 Dover wins, and a Nashville win. He literally has 8 wins, more than any other active driver. The next closest one is Kyle Larson, and he has 5.
Yeah.
So he's 3 concrete wins behind Denny. Yeah, Denny's the king of concrete right now. Like, he just won the All-Star race at Dover. He's won how many Bristol races? 3 Bristol races. Like, Denny is the king of concrete. So when I get a negative comment on something like that, it's like, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And people are probably going to say that about what I just said about the race. Dude, what are you talking about? It was a great race. But those people are wrong. And I just need you to understand that. They're wrong. They're rooting for some moments of adrenaline rush that they got at the very end of the race and on some restarts. That's it.
Yeah.
I thought Charlotte was a way better race than this. And I hope that Michigan's going to be a better race than this, too. We'll see how it all pans out. So, yeah, I give it a 5. You give it an 8.5. That's got to be our biggest difference so far this year, isn't it?
I think so.
Most of the time, we're pretty much side by side. I'm looking right now at the sheet. We're usually within a point or a half a point different. This is like a mile. This is the first time we've been a mile apart.
Yeah, I think our furthest gap other than that was Daytona. I gave it a 7, and you had an 8.5, so that was a 1.5 difference. And now we're at 3.5 difference.
Yeah, it looks like we got another. No, yeah, you're right. That is the biggest. Oh no, we got a 4 and a 5.5. Where was that at? Reddick's win at Kansas. Yeah, so what's the highest rated race we have so far this year? Because Gluck said this was number 2 of the ones in the poll. What did I have?
Atlanta was number 1, I think, on that poll. So I had 8.5 at Atlanta, 8.5 at Phoenix, 8.5 at Nashville is what I have. So
I can't believe you gave this a half a point more than Charlotte this race. I lost a little bit of ground to you again in our competition. Our average finishes really still aren't that much difference, but you have a 43-point lead on me right now. So going into Michigan, who do I want? Who do you want? Who do you want?
I'll tell you when you're done making your pick, because you go first.
Michigan. So I'm pulling up Racing Reference here. I'm trying to use my tools effectively. Racing Reference has a page, NASCAR Cup Series driver statistics for Michigan. And I sorted it by average finish because there's several guys that I think that could be good here at Michigan. And honestly, if I had my pick, I'd pick Denny Hamlin. But I've already used Denny Hamlin. So the next guy on my list that's available that I have some confidence in, Zane Smith is high on this list. He's got an average finish of 7th. But I just don't like, and he's been a good Ford the last couple weeks, and I think that Zane could run well, but I just don't have enough. I'm not going to put him on the dash in this case, and pick Zane Smith. I'm going to go with the guy right under him who has the next best average finish. Give me Chase Elliott.
Okay. That was going to be my second pick if you took my first pick.
Your first pick is
Chase Briscoe.
Okay.
I just figured Toyotas are so fast right now. This is a high-speed track. They got the downforce. It's almost in my head that like Toyotas be able to hold it wide open through the corner and everyone else can't. So that's just how I see the sport right now. And until I see anything different, it's weird to be thinking. I think Chase Elliott has been the best Chevy this year.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he has 2 wins, but I could argue that those were circumstantial wins and stuff that he got up front and whatnot. But he's still 4th in points and whatnot. So, but that was who I was going to take if you took Briscoe. So.
Briscoe is another guy that I was thinking about. I have both him and Bell left on the table.
Yeah.
But there's other tracks that I want to use those guys at. So Michigan, I feel like it's a wider variety of guys that could be good.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I'm going to take Chase Elliott. So it'll be interesting to see. I've got Elliott. You've got Briscoe.
So Chase and Chase.
Yeah. 3 chases. Racing, Chase, and Ryan McFarland too.
Okay.
So we'll see how that all plays out at Michigan. Got anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Any more research you want to do?
Not really.
Any more arguments you want to have?
No, I'm good.
You're just going to accept the fact that I'm an idiot and move on?
Yep.
Okay. That's fine. Look, I understand my opinion on the race is unpopular.
Yeah.
Don't care. Leave me all the bad comments you want. Like Kyle says, don't matter as long as they're commenting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comments off the algorithm. So.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, I guess I don't really have anything else, so we'll go ahead and shut her down. Do you want to take a bow at the end of this thing? Okay.
It's really hard for me to bow. I just lean over is all I can do. So.
Every once in a while, I throw stuff out at Ryan. He just looks at me like, why would you even suggest that? And most of the time, that's why I suggest it, is to get his reaction. Okay, if that's the case, we're going to go ahead and shut her down here, and we'll talk to everybody after Michigan.